Hey y'all, it's your legal bestie, attorney Simone. And I know I've given you guys like hardly any notice whatsoever, but come on in the chat. I had to quickly break down for you guys the Jay-Z case and why it is that it was dismissed. I'm going to give you the real deal over here. So let us know where you're viewing from in the chat. Let me do a quick, I'm getting straight to the point, y'all. Straight to the point. So Jay-Z's case has been dismissed, and not only dismissed, but dismissed with prejudice. What that means is that, and this is Jane Doe. This is the Jane Doe who claims she was 13 years old. She was going to the VMAs. She was trying to sneak into the VMAs, and that she went to a Diddy party. And there she was R-worded by both Diddy and Jay-Z. Now, this is also the young lady who, in the interview, she went on CNN or what have you. I think it was CNN was the interviewer, but the interview itself afterwards, they fact checked and they found, for example, she said her father picked her up after she was attacked and drove 5 hours to come and get her. Her father said he doesn't remember anything about that. Those kinds of things. So here's a quick breakdown on the real reason that the case against Jay-Z was dismissed. So what happened here is that, number one, people are asking, did he simply settle? Did money change hands? Is that why it was dismissed? Because it was dismissed with prejudice, meaning she can never, ever bring this lawsuit again. Usually, a case is only dismissed with prejudice because someone was compensated. And you do not dismiss with prejudice until that money completely gets into the hands of the alleged victim. However, here, I don't think that's the case, and here's why. New York State has a specific law that says that if you settle a case that involves allegations of the R word or gender discrimination or anything like that, anything that would be, by doing it, was is a crime where you have a victim who is vulnerable, right? So basically, R word, employment discrimination, that kind of thing. The settlement agreement cannot demand confidentiality. And that's because the public needs to be warned of this behavior. In other words, if money had changed hands, we would know, because there is no confidentiality in New York State. If you pay money to settle a case like this, baby, we would know everywhere. You think Tony Busby wouldn't be telling everybody, hey, I just got $10 million, $5 million from Jay-Z? We would. We absolutely would. Stay with me in the chat. Let me know if that makes sense to you. The second reason I believe it wasn't money changing hands, here's what happened. New York State has this law that says, so let me start here. Jay-Z filed a motion to dismiss against this young lady, stating that this is all hogwash, that the court should reject it because clearly the lawyer should have vetted this client better, blah, 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 blah. But what happened is, under New York law, you can't make that motion, which is a motion for sanctions for basically bringing a frivolous case, unless and until you have spoken with the defendant on the other side and you have made an attempt to settle the matter first. So you have to try and get it right with the other lawyer before you can make that motion. Well, Jay-Z had made the motion without getting it right, so he retracted that motion. Then he went back, spoke to the other side, sent Tony Busby all the evidence that he has that says, hey, this is why you need to dismiss, and this is why this is frivolous. Well, under the law, if Busby dismisses after that, Jay-Z can't get a dime. He cannot get any sanctions from Busby or the victim. That, ladies and gentlemen, is likely what happened here. In other words, by following the law is protected, is intended so that lawyers like Busby, who are doing their best to represent victims, don't end up having to be on the hook for millions if their clients lie to them, right? So in this case, what likely happened, and I don't have 100% proof, is that Jay-Z took the proof that this girl was not telling the truth to Busby. Under the law, he has to do that before filing the sanctions motion. You have to give Busby a chance to dismiss the case with prejudice. And if Busby does that, he cannot be sued. Jay-Z cannot sue him for a dime. So I hope that makes sense. Yep. Spiro's statement said not one red cent was paid, no settlement. That's why. Pursuant to law. And if you check out the docket, I'm in a hurry because I'm going to, I got to go. But if you check out the docket shows Jay-Z filed his motion to dismiss immediately after that interview, which was last month. Then the court said, you didn't follow the procedures. So we can't hear your motion until you do, which is you got to talk to Busby and ask Busby to dismiss, give him a chance to dismiss it on his own before you sue for millions. So I hope that helps. Also, could Jay-Z and Busby be working together to get rid of Diddy for good? That's possible. But I want to say this doesn't impact the California case. Jay-Z can continue. Jay-Z in California has a case where he has sued Busby for defamation. That case is still proceeding. Busby has a strong argument. Busby is arguing because there is a law in California that says, hey, even if I'm wrong, if I've sued you over a matter of public concern, if I've gone to the public and said you did these bad things that are a matter of public concern, which certainly assault is, then even if I'm wrong, you can't sue me for defamation. So that's what they're going back and forth on in California. All right. Yeah. So hit that like button, guys. Share this. If you are a content creator, you are more than welcome to share this or any excerpts of this on your channels. Just give me credit as your legal bestie, Attorney Simone, on YouTube's Girl, Is That Legal? Thanks so much for joining. Oh, and I want to read a portion. Hold on. I want to read this to you. This is actually from the dismissal petition. Oh, you know what? I'm going to see if I can pull it up right now. Hold on. Just so I can show you the wording. The wording. I think this is the wording that, let's see. I can get it to come up. It's from Gossip in the City. And nope, my computer's being too slow. I'm just going to read it verbatim from the post. So this is the post actually from Gossip in the City. Who posted the actual, not the paternity test. Hold on. Literally, here we go. They posted the dismissal. There we go. This is what the dismissal says, y'all. It says, pursuant to Rule 4.1a, the Federal Rules of Procedure, plaintiff Jane Doe, by and through her undersigned, hereby give notice the above caption action is voluntarily dismissed with prejudice. Counsel for plaintiff have discussed this matter with counsel for defendants who acknowledge and consent to this submission. In other words, they discuss the facts. They discuss the lies. They discuss the discrepancies. And after an evaluation of that, Mr. Busby went ahead, dismissed the case so that pursuant to New York law, he cannot be held liable for the millions of dollars in damages and sanctions that Jay-Z was going to win had this case continued. I hope this helps, guys. Hit that like button, share this with your friends, and don't forget, I'm your legal bestie at YouTube's Girl, Is That Legal? Stay tuned for more.